And as we walk in, let's go ahead and talk about what we have on the wall. So everybody can say, hey, first minute, go see. Bottom up, Ruger SR9C, chambered in 9mm. HK VP9, chambered in 9mm. SIG 229, chambered in 357 Schmig. Mr. Goose, what's up? Taurus G3 Tactical, chambered in 9mm. Gerson Influencer X, chambered in 9mm. Ruger RXM, chambered in 9mm. CZ75 SP01, chambered in 9mm. Sig Sauer P320 X5 Legion, chambered in 9mm. Auto Ordnance 1911, chambered in 45 ACP. Springfield Echelon. It's actually Echelon, but everybody likes to say Echelon. Echelon. It's Echelon. Get it right. Chambered in 9mm. Above that, we've got a CZ P09 Nocturne C. Springfield Operator 1911 in 45 ACP. Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0 380. Glock 43X 9mm. Glock something or other. 17 or 22 might be the same, who knows? And a Tanfolio Witness 9mm. Not the block! Dude, you see, I actually did a really nice video today explaining in a very germane and understandable way why I dislike Glock. And I use the RXM as my example. Yeah, did you? Did you? Also, I buzzed down the beard. The man's got a beard, but it's a beard. It's Mr. Weird Beard. Horse sheet. Boy, you're really getting great guns there. Thank you. What's up, RG? How is life? How is things? How are bananas when you eat them in the springs? Gotta wear my watch tonight. You pay for something and you never wear the goddamn thing. You agree with me on the lack of innovation. Thank you, sir. And it's a very definitive thing. Glock just does not want to be the company known for making good shite. They just want to make the same shite over and over and over. God damn it, I'm allergic to your bullshit tonight, DB. Glock doesn't have to. Yes, they do. Life's good as long as you're breathing. Agreed. Thank you, Goose. Thank you for the bless you. Have I seen the new Canik Meta MC9 Prime? What are your thoughts on it? I have not seen one. Actually, I have not seen it in person. You got a Glock? Shut up. You're going to own a Glock soon, son of a bitch. Dude, take that, you fucker. I see what you're using as your profile picture, and I'd call that libel, but it's true. But the MC9 Prime, yes, I have seen it. It is, no, seriously though, you should take that down. Those pictures were paid for by Goose. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the MC9 Prime. It's ported and comped, and it looks to be a pretty solid gun. I've played with the LS, and the LS has a longer barrel than the Prime, but the Prime is comped, so it should actually make up for the length difference. Have you gotten all your guns out of the pawn shop? Nope, I have not. Still working on that. The business is kind of plugging along. I wear fake tits to try to raise money. But yeah, I'm working on it, though. I'm working on it. So every time I get a YouTube check, which a lot of you guys contribute to by donating and things like that, or I get some money from work, then if I have enough left over, I'll get a gun out or two. So Mason, pretty good. How you doing? Have you got and Goose comes back with the hehehe. Oh my god. Please tell me that like multiple people aren't going to screw with me like that today. Jesus Christmas. Jeepers creepers, man. I did that for your benefit, guys. Doing good. Finally got out to the fields today. What's up with the fields? What were you doing in the fields? Were you picking corn, picking cotton, picking your nose, picking your booty? What were you doing? Tell me, I'm interested now in your life. You were planting. Awesome. What were you planting? Okay. Oh wow, that's actually a good deal. So they're doing the frickin' Kel-Tec P15 aluminum frame gun for four bills. That's pretty damn solid. Oh, Burris sent me a new optic, and I forgot about putting it on screen tonight. Hey, I paid good money for those, Stone. Lol. Planning a mix of oats, timothy, and alfalfa as feed for our cattle. Awesome, dude. Yeah, I like how you both are using the exact same picture, too. Wait, did Stone erase the background? Stone took out the background a little bit, so it's technically different. Planning a mix of oats. Yep. So, anyways, come on in. Say hi, kids. There are guns behind me. If you have questions, let's talk about that. Also, in the next month or so, I'm planning on rebuilding. I'm building out my kitchen because it's way too wide. I don't use the kitchen, so I'm actually turning it into my bedroom. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to be like a New York City dweller, and it's going to be me in a kitchen bedroom. I'm just kidding. I'm putting a wall in there, and actually, where the guns are right now, this wall is going away. I'm actually putting a sliding kind of barn style door, like I actually have over there is a barn style door. So it's going to be the same thing. How do I like the X5 Legion? X5 Legion is by far my favorite P320. However, I buzzed down my facial hair. It's not shaved smooth. It's just trimmed out. But the X5 Legion is by far my favorite 320 because I haven't yet shot the steel framed version of the X5. So for right now, it's still my favorite. Do I have a dog or a cat? Not yet. Don't you rent that place? They're going to let you demo the place? Actually, the way I'm going to be doing it is going to be non-permanent changes to the structure. This wall has no wiring in it, so that won't matter. And the wall that I'm putting in the kitchen that's going to basically wall off where the bedroom area is going to be technically freestanding, even though it will be connected to one wall. But it will be strong enough on its own. All right, I changed back. Thank you, Goose. Besides, also, when you say honk and there's a picture of my big tatas, that throws everybody off. Honk, honk. You know the differences between the X5 Legion and the 320 Max. If you're talking about the Max Michel 320, the Max Michel 320 has no sights. It's just optics cut. Same trigger. I do believe the Max Michel is also on the AXG frame, not the X5 Legion frame. You're a cat person. Nice. I'm more of a gerbil person, but hey, if you got your favorite recipe, you do you. Tokarev for life. Like, which version of Tokarev's, Loy? Have you and 5.7 pistol back you? Have at thee, varlet! Do I have a 5.7 behind me? No, not currently. Sold the rock to a buddy of mine, and my T-Sauce is in the shop. Ha! I get to say that. It's in the shop. Shop. Hi, Ray. I had a Husky and a German Shepherd outside dogs. You're getting your first J-frame. Awesome, dude. Which one you getting? How is the Rock? The Rock is a decent 5.7 pistol. It does require some shooting to break in. Like mine had it wasn't going 100% back into battery every time, but I was able to get it to work. Technically orange, DB. No, 5.7 is not illegal. Any experience with Shadow Systems pistols? Didn't know if you may like those, even though you don't like Glock. I have actually a very big problem with Shadow Systems, Alex, because Shadow Systems somehow managed to make a gun that's only equal to a Gen 3 Glock, yet they make it nearly twice as expensive as a Gen 3 Glock. A fluted barrel and lightning cuts does not add $500 to the price of a Glock. It just doesn't. So I actually take great umbrage with Shadow System for the very fact that they're too expensive. Now, they have something called the Foundation Series for about $630, $640-ish, where it's a lot of the similarities to the regular series, but it doesn't have lightning cuts, doesn't have your fluted barrel, stuff like that, but it's still optics cut, and it's about the same price as an MOS cut Glock. When they're same price, I'd probably go with the aftermarket before I go with the OG. Ha, you used the word OG. Michael, what is going on? Saw your gun store video. Lol, you forgot the box. Lol, 100. Here you go. What? Oh, got it, Jake. Yes, for the box. Yes. Jet plane. That's water landing. Miracle on the Hudson. Gentlemen, knowing the High Point AR will be available to purchase. Well, considering it just got introduced at the NRA show 2 days ago, late 2025, quarter four, probably beginning of 2026, man. Don't even hold your breath. And if you watch the video on it, how they made it, it's literally just an AR, dude. There's nothing special. It's not made out of ZMAC like their regular guns are. So it is what it is. Hopefully going to have a range day soon and shoot a Glock for the first time. I know your opinions on Glocks. I've only shot a Beretta, Smith & Wesson in 1911s, wondering how that's going to do. Well, you're going to shoot low left. Guarantee you that much. Have you ever bought ammo from Freedom? Nope. Freedom Munition is not good bulk range ammo. Freedom Munition is remanufactured ammo, and the first time you go to the range and you shoot more than 50 or 100 rounds, you will definitely hear the differences. I have shot Freedom Munitions, but not willingly. You will notice when you shoot Freedom Munitions that some of them will go pop, 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 and some will go pop, pop, pop. But it's random because it's reman ammunition, so you have no idea. They have no quality control over the frickin' primers that are going in there. Someone thinks life is a snake plane. What? I have 2 ducks. Their favorite food is cheese and quackery. Quackery. Wow. Dude, no, Stone, that's not better. You're never getting your fucking alien back. Is bro Asian or is bro white? Yo, bro is like half and half, bro. That's why the eyes are so far apart and fighting with each other, because like this one's Asian, this one's almost white, just tired. So like this one's like trying to be Italian. I'm a staying up. And this one's like, oh, you so tired. Boom, 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 boom. You need the high point lower, then get the high point lower. If bro is not a bro, what bro is bro? Bro. Every bro is a bro if a bro is a bro. If you're going to be a bro, you have to be a bro. You got to stand by your bro, even in the worst of bro times and in the best of bro times, when all of the broditude is coming through because he's having a bro down and he needs to talk to his bro in a way that makes his bro feel like a bro. Okay, bro? How do you like Taurus GX2? What's a GX2? Hey, One Piece, how's it going? Pretty good. Going pretty good. Today's a much more normal live stream. Hey, Mary. Where am I from? Virginia, the lovely state of Virginia. Where if you want to be pedantic and a child, I'm from Virginia. G3 Tactical. Yep, I got that. Bro is Shakespeare. Bro, like, what light breaks through yon winders, dude? It's like the sun and shit, and it is from the east, yo. It's always what is, bro, never how is, bro. What it be like, yeah. Or I could be like Paul Walker from Too Fast, Too Furious. I said, let it go, cuz. Why'd they leave that in the movie? He couldn't even say the word cuz. He was trying to say bruh and cuz, man. So he says, cuh. I said, let it go, cuh. What's my thoughts on the Beretta APX? I like the A1 better than the original. The original is fine. It's a modular system, good trigger, easy to manipulate, runs decent, but it looks like a gosh dang Toblerone bar. Glock shop again. Nope. Well, screw me. I don't think I'm allowed to do that, buddy. Give me M4 16. Sorry, I don't have either of those. I will give you 2 thumbs up. How's that? My EDC was an antique Bulldog revolver my grandfather left before I turned 21. That's sweet, dude. Bulldogs are still around, man. Charter Arms, I think, makes the Bulldog these days. Oh, good. YouTube decided in their infinite wisdom that my video, the real reason I don't like Glocks, was okay to be monetized. I'm actually talking about stuff in that video. Would I rather have an AUG or an RTX 4090 GPU? I already had a 4090 GPU, and I currently have a 4070 Ti, and I still wouldn't take the AUG. Mary. Sir, I'm 18 years old. How much is a good damn gun? Well, a good damn gun could be anywhere from $200 to sky's the limit. Being 18, depending on if you're in the United States, you are not able to walk into a store and buy a handgun, but give it time, you will. Otherwise, if you live in a state that allows private transfers, God bless you, sir. Mary, are you listening? Will you get your hands on the new CZ? Which new CZ? Depends on what you're trying to do, I guess. Yeah. Oh, the M416, that's a mix of two different guns there, Mary. Because PUBG, I don't think, uses real guns. That's what I said, sweetie. Mr. DB, sweetie. Sweetie DB. Your thoughts on the M&P 2.0 9mm? It's a good gun. There's one sitting on my couch right now. Gets more action than I do. It's on there with two other guns. When do I get my three-way? Yeah, I see you over there. Shut up. Having a party. What's that? The night's going to end with a bang? Weirdo. 18 would have to be a private party sale. Yes, DB, I said that. I said depending on the state you live in, you may be able to get a private party sale. Happy to see the channel growth. How'd you know what I call my penis? Sorry, Crypto. CZ Shadow 2 carry. I have no desire to own the CZ carry 2, CZ2 carry. Number one, the Shadow 2 was never designed to have a drop safety in it, and they added a drop safety because too many people were bitches about it. I would rather have an unsafe gun that I just don't fucking drop. Also, I've thrown a Shadow Sport or a Tactical Sport Orange downrange, and it didn't drop the hammer. So stupid people got to be complainy bitches and ruin a gun. I see why this guy's still single. No, you can't. I have a really bad personality, dude. I can't decide which trigger is more tricky to get used to, a Glock or a Smith & Wesson semi-auto. What do you think? You can easily get used to a Glock. They just suck. Smith & Wesson likes to change their trigger, like with almost every other model they make. So the benefit to the Glock never fixing their trigger or making it good is that it always feels the same. Gen 2 to Gen 5. Well, the Gen 5 has the match grade trigger and it's a much lighter poo. No, it's not. It's a shit trigger. Couldn't fight his whole life, so hides behind guns. Motherfucker, I'm sitting in front of the guns. You okay? Is your 3D working? Is there anything wrong with having shotguns for only home defense? Nope, not at all. I don't shoot my shotguns very often. I do it to make sure they function and that they work, but I don't frickin' care. I don't, run around doing videos with them. Is there anything wrong with having... Nope. What Canic would you recommend as an EDC? Anyone that you can comfortably carry, Jose. They're all exceptionally good triggers. They run really well. They do the job. If you're talking about something Kydex, holster, appendix carry, things like that, the MC9 line, the LLS, and the Compt, perfectly good. Also, the old TP9 SC Elite, the subcompact Elite, is a good choice. The Glock is always like pulling a 10-pound weight one finger. No, the problem is they have that skinny ass protruding trigger safety that no matter how hard you pull it doesn't go flush with the trigger face. That is idiotic. M&P, Canic especially, they prove that you can have it be flush and still be a safe gun. Not sure what Glock you're shooting. DB, go get your Glock right now. I can't do it, or otherwise I would. And depress the trigger like your life depended on it, and just hold it for a second or two. And when you release it, you're going to have a little line in your palm, in your pad of your finger, unless you're that fat. And I don't remember you being that fat. And you're going to see that because of how sharp that thing is, yeah, it's not fun to shoot 1,000 rounds through one. Any good mod you'd recommend for an EDC P10? I don't recommend modding your P10, but if it's got like basic non-night sights, I'd put night sights on it. G17L trigger is less terrible. Well, I don't see how that's possible because the back half of the gun is just identical to a standard 17, but I'll take your word for it, dude. I don't own a 17L. Would I rather go with the shotgun over a handgun if you'd be keeping guns for home defense purpose only and you're not really familiar with guns? No, I'd go with the shotgun. Shotgun, number one, is a more deliberate firearm for using. You can't just easily spray and pray with the shotgun, so it's going to force you to be either in the moment and focusing on what you're doing with that firearm, or you're going to get one shot off and drop it. So there's less chance of you causing a friendly fire situation if you're not spamming the trigger on a handgun. That being said, I keep a shotgun, a rifle, and a pistol for home defense. Shoot Glocks every weekend without issue. Trigger smooth out or ghost connector. So you have to modify your gun to make it nice. Or shoot a bunch of rounds because they couldn't be bothered to make the gun nice. It's sorry, man. You've got your opinion. I've got the facts. We got to stick to what we know. How about landmine? Actually, you can get in trouble for a landmine because that's technically a booby trap. And here in the United States, a gentleman had a shotgun wired to a door on a property that he wasn't always at, but he had it aimed down, so it wound up shooting a guy in the leg, and the guy sued the homeowner and won. So actually, landmines are a bad idea. My Glock, I don't shoot anymore. When I left the range, my finger killed. Yep, there you go. Is it a lighter trigger? Do I have kids? No, but there is a park down the road, so if I ever need any. Handgun wall tonight. Yeah, I was too busy playing chat text AI-based games on my phone, and I really forgot to put up guns until about 8:55, which is why I started a minute or two late, because I'm a dumbass. I could have put up a rifle or two. I just didn't think about it. Plus, yeah. Oh, what games? It's called Never Ending AI, where the goal is to get laid. 4-ounce trigger pull like an adult. Landmines are also like 95% chance of friendly fire. Man, that sounds like a very, 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 very high percentage of friendly fire. I'm in. Pop culture or fake firearm, what would it be? I want one of those Barrett M82s that doesn't have any recoil. Laden AI don't count. The hell it doesn't, man. I hooked that up to my sex machine and it just does all the work for me. Also, the lightning scored. You're talking about hockey ball, son. I guess I'll have to see for myself about the Glock. Not doubting Glock triggers Chuck, but after my experience shooting a first-gen MP, my finger felt like it got pinched after a while. So the pinch is a danger on a lot of them. The problem is, and I hated to put it this way, Storm Leader, since you said you've shot 1911s, no striker fired gun is ever going to be good enough. The ones that come close are the Walther PDP, the Canic line. FN has some decent triggers, but they have terrible build quality. So yeah, there is that. Thoughts on the CZP-10C? I think they feel great in the hand. Yes, they are what a Glock could be if Glock ever innovated. McPherson says they love the Halo Assault Rifle. Oh, the Halo Assault Rifle, made for a game. I like it. It's very good. Makes for very good boom-booms. I like the boom-booms. I have a PDP, can confirm good trigger. Yes. P10C is a great pistol. Yes. Okay, you paid for this one. Oh, so you took a screen grab. Gotcha. Thoughts on the Browning high power? I am very appreciative of the high power, and I do respect that that's the gun that John Moses Browning and the employee at FN that helped finish the design after he died. I respect what they were going for, but that gun was always intended to be 9mm only, and not as big a fan of the way the safety is. So overall, it's a really good gun though. Shoots really well. If I ever want to do a full steel frame 9mm double stack pistol, I would go that route without a question. But I also sold my last high power. You were half drunk last live stream. You were more than half drunk, son. Lightning scored again. I had a pimple on my nose. It's really annoying me. So, Fusion Firearms supposedly sending out my XP Pro this week. That'll be cool. This was from the first set of cheap boobies. Oh, yeah. Dude, I don't care. Put up whatever the frick you want. I did it. I own it. Actually, I had a customer come in that buys video game stuff from me, and I went to process his card, and I unlocked my phone, and I'd been showing one of my other friends the picture from that live stream, so it was still on my phone. So this customer who knew that I did YouTube but never watched one of my YouTubes, freaking lost his shit because he thought it was the funniest thing he'd seen in a long time. Yep, let's see. FN produced a high power for 3 to 4 years in Belgium under a Nazi. Those are some neat guns. Interesting knowledge. Thank you. If you have the means, I highly recommend picking one up. Agreed. It's not that I don't have the means, it's the will, because I will not pay what they cost. In 2020, when the outbreak really started, you could buy them for $6,000 as a dealer. We could order them and pay $6,500 and get an M82A1. They had an MSRP of $10,500 at that time. Now, as a dealer, I have to pay $10,500, and they go for $13,000. So even though they have increased military contracts through Barrett for mostly their other rifles, they still decided to raise the price of the M82 by nearly 30%. So, Sir Mod, no, the market is not oversaturated with 9s. It's just 9s get the most publications, so there are just as many 45s. 40, nah, 40 don't really work. Don't put 454 in your 410. Yeah, no, that's true. Every gun in 9 is usually produced in 40. No, not true, DB. It's actually a lot less than you think these days. A lot less than you think. Any suggestion on suppressor walk-off, or do I just have to retighten it after every mag? Teflon tape. Teflon tape like you would use on pipe fittings and stuff. Teflon tape can still be taken off. I wouldn't even say usually, dude. Well, the way you worded it is a little odd too, because you said every gun in 9mm is usually in 40. Usually indicates, especially with the basis of your sentence structure, leads one to believe that you are implying that every gun made is also available. I understand that you typed the word usually and you're backing up now, but it's fine. I love you. As a matter of fact, let's just go ahead and settle that right now. And we're not going to do it in an argumentative way. I'm going to give you cold, hard facts. If I'm wrong, I'm going to tell you. If you're wrong, I'm going to tell you. So, let's go into the current available handguns. This is through one of my distributors. And since I'm using this distributor, who has 2,022 in-stock pistol SKUs, let's see how many are available in 9. Like I said, I just want to prove it between the both of us. That way we both know what's going on. In 40 Smith & Wesson, there are 19 currently available guns. Glock 22, Charter Arms Pitbull, HKP 30, Smith & Wesson Shield, Smith & Wesson SD 40, M&P 2.0, and the Taurus G3C. Those are currently the only 40 cal pistols currently in stock new. There are 918 different 9mm, so less than 0.5% of currently available 9mm pistols are available as 40 cal. And if you look at what I told you, there were 5 models, just 4 different variants of each model. So technically there were 5. So yeah, sorry. I hate to be the bearer of bad news to you, kiddo. And we'll go without in stock. How about that? I'll even make it more difficult. There are 60 SKUs available. If you count the ones that are not in stock, there are 1,607 SKUs available for 9mm. So if we do the math then, 1,607 divided by 60. There are literally 227 times more guns available, which means that there are less than 4% of 9mm guns are available in 40 cal. So, sorry, DB. Trying to be cool, but proved you. Colin Daughtry, do you have a strap? Blah, blah, blah. What the fuck? Wait, were you talking to me? Sorry, it was in a text message. Yes, I was talking to DB, but thank you for your participation. I had to sell my grandfather's Colt 1911 just to find a place for me and my daughter to sleep. I know you probably won't see this. Yeah, we're not. This isn't the place for that. I have an email, so no begging in the front of people. Ah ha ha! 90% of the 12% of firearms that end up in the hands of the 30% of people who make up 28% of the total 100%, we'd have less than 49% of available percentages left in the 90th percentile. Yes, but you forgot about the 1%, and that 1% actually takes up 83% of the lower 12%, which is not the upper 12% that you were talking about, because that was the 90th percentile 12%. I'm talking about the 7th percentile 90% of 12%ers. So that actually means that rather than having less than 49% available, you actually statistically have less than 81% of 1% left. Should I get a Smith & Wesson FPC in 9mm, 10mm, or 40mm? 40mm, please. I had a Tech 22, which is rather cliche lame, but cool when you trick them out to rip a drum of 100. Nice, random. HKP7, that was a cool-ass gun. The Squeeze Cocker. Something to do with this guy that I knew. His name is like Budweiser. Oh, no, it's Miller time. I don't know why I'm wearing my watch. Not even looking at it.
What's on the watch, Doc?
Oh, the watch, Doc. This is the watch, Doc. Beep, beep, beep. So anyways, you kids, how you guys doing, man? It's been a few days since I went to the NRA show, and it was pretty fun. Do I like HKs? Yes, I do like HKs, AKs, BKs. Sorry, I meant AKs. I don't know why I said HK. AKs are pretty good. If you like a rattly, fun to shoot, not overly accurate at long distance rifle. Oh, he switches it up and he comes back for Fat Lever. Gotcha. What's up, DJ? I want to get a Vepr, Madi, or a Mac 90. I haven't owned any of those, actually. I've got the Romanian kit. I've got a BFT from Century, which is a bulging front Charnian, and I do have a Z-Pap. Cougar, I have never owned a Cougar, but I've shot a Cougar. They're pretty nice. Cougar. 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 Favorite on the wall tonight. No. No favorite. Probably the operator, which is sad because I'm selling it. Hello, Autumn. CZ Shadow Carry, any thoughts? I think they should have never bowed down to the hate they were getting and put a drop safety in it because it doesn't need one. It needs people to stop being idiots and dropping their guns. I've thrown more guns than people have dropped, and I've never had that issue When I'm here, my local gun store has a brand new Gerson MC28 for $325. That's a solid price for the MC28. If it's optics cut, definitely. ZPAP 92. I believe the 92 is the 760.
7062. 7062. 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 62. Skidamarinky dinky dink, skidamarinky doo.
And I think to myself, what is DBET? It rips reloaded brass in half. It's ripping brass that's been fired once in half. That is a hell of a strong ripper. What caliber do you like for long range shooting, like 600 plus yards? I don't shoot out that far, so I couldn't honestly tell you, my friend. The longest range I have access to is 300 yards. So sorry. Oh look, Lady MacGyver gave me a free membership.
Lady Mac, that's so nice of you. She gave me a free membership.
You had to Vishka for a bit, put about 1,000 in 1.5, post 2018 model. Yeah, Vishkas did step up their quality quite a bit. They're not nearly as bad as they used to be. You'll switch back to steel case. Lowels. Lowels. That's what I have to say. Lowels. Ow. Any experience with the new Forged series Pioneer put out? No, sir. Man, everybody's going, hey, Leia's dad, what's up? Everybody's going towards AKs tonight. Ever shot a first-gen Smith & Wesson Bodyguard in 380? Yes, hated it. Did not like it. Sucked. In fact, if you watch the video with the white Gerson Regard, in that video, we shoot several other vehicles. We shoot cars. No, but we were shooting several other guns, and one was the first-gen Smith & Wesson Bodyguard. And every time I shot that sumbitch, my finger would drop the mag. Headed to make a Toyota key. Yay! Have fun. What about a 5906? I've traded a buddy of mine who wound up selling it. Yes, I do like the 5906. It's fine. A little bit heavy, but it shoots good. Sean says 6mm ARC or 6 Max is good to go. 600 yards plus if you want to stay with AR-15 cartridge. 6mm or 6.5 Creedmoor, 6 Creedmoor or 6.5 Creedmoor is king for AR-10s. Bolt gun, I'd take 6 GT or Dasher. Man, 6 Garantham or 6 Dasher the reindeer from Santa all the way, all day long for long range shooting. There you go. Is Stonehaven's pick Joe and a bra? Yes, bra and fake boobies. Doesn't it bring heavier help with the accuracy? Sometimes, not always. It's not always. I have a 6906 and personally love it. Trigger kind of sucks, but it's a sweet gun. So the 5906, where the weight is, it kind of drives everything, like drives it, curves it into the back of your palm because of the design of their grips as well. So it doesn't have, you can have low recoil, but the recoil impulse is just as important, because if it's low recoil, but it's going dunk, 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 it's still not a good one. You asked your dad about the Smith & Wesson. He gave you the same answer, except how uncomfortable it was to shoot. Yep. I'm actually a better shot with the heavier all-steel guns than the polymer ones. Most people are. Hodges. So most people are better with the full steel guns. Number one, a lot of full steel guns are hammer-fired, and a lot of those guns have much better trigger than polymer guns. Couple that with the better recoil impulses on a lot of the heavy guns, then you are going to have a better time shooting those guns. One of these days I'm doing a live stream where I don't answer a single question and I just sit and stare at you guys. The width on the beaver tail is perfect, but it could be a bit tad longer. Yep. Have you seen the High Point AR-15? They said it will be sub $500. Honestly, I didn't realize that they were debuting it at the NRA show. I went to the NRA show, and I didn't even go into their booth. It was High Point. Miss DB is a bullseye shooter with the 1911. Ah, so out of the two of you, only one of you has good taste in guns. My newest one is CZP-01. Nice. I will tell you that the PO1 is an aluminum frame, not a steel frame, but I get where you're coming from. Going to be 20 soon. Usually can only get some range time with my dad since he's an adult and I ain't 21, so I ain't good to go on my own yet. Gotcha, Storm. Heavier is better, but also depends on what type of precision shooting you're doing. Heavier guns stay stable. Sean, Hodges was talking about pistols. He was asking if I agree with the fact that pistols are better when they're heavier. Your capabilities will also determine how well you're able to do. Yeah, so this guy does a video on the gun that they send out to him. You want a beaver tail that just straight up sucks? The Astra Constable. You know what other one sucks is the Beretta 80X Cheetah. And I'm trying to remember the other gun I was playing with. But the 80X Cheetah is another one. So Astra, because they're copiers, and I will agree with that. And the Beretta 80X Cheetah, it curves down for some reason, but the gun is so small that it allows you to get hurt. You want a beaver tail that's just straight up sucks? The Astra Constable. I just read your comment twice. Congratulations. What's up, Cabell? Kablamo! What's up, Kablamo? What's wrong with your motor while you were driving? So based on the sounds that it's making right now, I believe that the timing gear is wearing out, but I also need to take the belt off and run it when it's warm to hear if it's possibly the belt tensioner. I'm hearing what sounds like valve train slap. So it could be that when the engine gets warm, the valve for the timing or the adjusters for the timing, they're nylon basically or plastic. I believe that it might be getting stuck, so it's allowing some chain slap. So I need to pull off the front of the. Holy Christ! Sorry, I just saw a dude and he's throwing me off. I shoot better steel frame versus poly, although ported poly pistols can be awesome. Yep, agreed. But yeah, so it is possible that I need to do the timing on the Navigator. Yeah. Dude, with big tatas throwing you off. Nope, the tatas have never actually thrown off my shot, dude. I'm excellent at the shooty to the booty. I can shooty the booty like anybody pooty. I gotta say, Joe, I've really been enjoying the gun store shorts. I imagine you made them based off experience. Yes, for the most part, Redneck. They are manufactured in regards to my own personal experiences working in Le Gun Le Store. 100% though. Ah, very good. You are right, Kazo. $15,000 for that. No. Oh, you son bitch. Oh, no. Oh, well. Hey, Osmonic. Hope the shop's going well. Thoughts on the new Shadow Carry? I've been looking at adding a PO1 and may just go that route instead. Everybody keeps asking that. There was nothing wrong with the previous version of the Shadow 2 Carry. No drop safety doesn't mean anything unless you're an idiot and drop your gun a lot. And that comes from a man who has physical disabilities with degenerative nerve damage who drops his shit a lot. I don't drop my shit that much, so I don't see why a lot of people do. So, not drop safe is just a bad way of destroying the world, man. But otherwise, yeah, I get it. Seems fine. Seems fine, kids. Define that much. I don't know. 7.4 billion people on the planet. Probably roughly 3 billion of those have access to the internet. Of those, probably 150 million people have access to YouTube. Of them, probably 4 to 7 million of those probably watch gun-related videos. Probably a low number, but it's probably higher. But I'm going to shoot low. So out of those 7 million people, you have roughly 6,999,999 people who are of the Me Too. So the minute you have a disorder, a problem, a thought, an opinion, every single one of them will agree with you. There will be one person who doesn't, but hey, that's the norm. But for the fact of the matter is, because everything out there in the world that has to do with the internet is broadcasted to the internet, and we all have to agree with it, apparently 117% of the time, every gun without a drop safety goes off. Despite there probably being 1 billion guns produced since the beginning of guns. I've literally dropped my gun in the toilet. Well, if it was a Glock, all you did was get your shit dirty with a Glock. Oh yeah, Minnesota, don't you know? I know I talk a lot about the Glock because they really fucking suck. If they want me to stop it now, they have to redesign their cartridge. My brain just stopped. Like it literally just stopped. Huh, weird. I love when that happens. Makes me feel like a human being. Let's see. Slow Monday. Dude, it's been slow for the whole weekend. I think Easter, people had too much cocoa. I don't like Glocks for the same reason I don't like iPhones. They're fanboys. Thank you. I agree with that as well. Here's the thing, though. Fanboys, fandom, lemmings, those people that will say that this one thing is better than everything ever made ever because it is, and they love me even though I spend thousands and thousands of dollars on outdated designs, and they don't help me when it breaks, and they refuse to allow me to work on my own products by myself. I'm a fanboy because they love me. What are you talking about? Glock innovation is on point. They made an AR-15. Well, just K. Yeah. Huge fan of the SPO-1 Tactical, but I'm fine with the decocker versus safety. I have Shadow 2, optics ready, and a set 97 BD. Or B, excuse me. So my SPO-1 only has a safety, and it's not a tactical. Oh, yeah, the Pope died. That's right, the Pope. Pope, that guy, that one person. Wasn't he the first Latin American one, too? Pope! 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 I got a Pope! Why do you keep misspelling Pope, dude? I am the Peppo. Pope, Peppo. Yeah, he's W'd. Is that dead? Yes, he was. Well, you know what? It sucks that anybody dies, but wasn't he like 917 years old and living as a bottle of dust? Totally normal live stream. Love the name. Have you heard of the ABC ARP? And what are your thoughts? No, I haven't. Let's look that up real quick. Love my PCR. What's a PCR? Public Communism Radio? ABC, it's easy as ARP. Don't you know that we can be everything you will need? ABC. I mean, it's interesting. Price is fine. No, he was Hispanic. Why'd they call him Latin? I've only owned SPO1 manual safety. Not a fan of double action, single action. Much rather have single action only with a firing pin block. I would rather have single action only without the firing pin block. Thank you very much. And he was a white Jew from Queens. Does the 220 Legion sucks? Kim, thank you for coming in with the $2.99 donation. We appreciate that. Thank you very much, Kim. Does the SIG 220 Legion suck? Mine did, if you're referring to the wasted my money video. Oh, by the way, if you're here and you've seen that video, I was being hyperbolic when I said at 7 yards it was or 10 yards it was off by 7 inches. But the sheer number of people, this is another indicator of what is so wrong with the internet. I post that video and literally 75% of the comments are accusing me of not being able to shoot a gun without looking at my body of work, without looking at any of my videos, without actually looking or even finishing the video where I tell you 3 other people shot that gun and everybody shot way off to the left. Turns out it had the wrong front sight on it, but mother fathers out there don't know how to pay attention. My Taurus does that. That's racist. What, your Taurus is racist? If I end up killing, I'll have to let you know. It supposedly shoots well and is very customizable. All right, dude. Had brain fart. Both Hispanic and Latin are mostly interchangeable. Air Max. Everything is well. I just had my electrolyte. I've never seen someone do that. Well, wait, didn't see somebody say what? I've never seen somebody do that when a gun doesn't go bang, tack, bang, bang if it didn't go bang the first time. Some people are trained to do it. Some people aren't. If you're saying you've never seen anybody do it, I will admit I've never done it either. It's usually click, no bang, look at it, contemplate my existence, rack the round out, find the round, look at the round, put the round back in the gun, and try to shoot it again. That's what I do when I have a malfunction. Cody, what's up? I don't think it's the internet, more so just people. Our species is just very ignorant and gullible. Partially, yeah, 100%. Humans as, so it's a throw double strike Taurus. Yeah, there is that, my G3 Tactical. But Tommy Lee Jones in the first Men in Black says a line that, even though the movie's a comedy, rings absolutely true. A person is smart. People are dumb, panicky animals. So the second they see something they can pile onto and jump onto and latch onto and be part of, even if they're wrong, even if it's not a good thing to do, even if it offends, hurts, kills, maims, injures somebody, they will do it because it was mob mentality. You know what else has mob mentality? Piranha, hyena, coyotes, lions. He's a good drummer. Captain Longslong. I had to give you my notes. Oh, you're talking about Tommy Lee? I was talking about Tommy Lee Jones, not Tommy Lee. Did you stop at the Shigbush? Anything new? I heard something about the 1911s. I did stop and I actually talked, without realizing it, I talked to Max Michelle for a minute. Shows how much I know people. But yeah, no, the only ones I really looked at there were they had a 226 Reserve on display. They also had the steel frame X5 320, which I still can't get because they're all sold out. And I also have SIG supposedly going to talk to me about sending me some review stuff. It's all about wanting to partake in the popular shit, acting like it's doing something. Never understood that. Yep. MAGA! Rather than be your own man. Be the change you want to see in the world. Yeah, no, I have a really hard time. That's also why, and I'm not bagging on religion, I hate going to churches or gatherings of multiple people of religious background and intent, just because it's, as an outside observer, it looks weird to watch a large congregation, because that's what they are, of people chanting the same shit. Um, All right, got to go want it and pop in and see what's going on. All right, Leia's dad, thank you for coming in. You just picked up the Garrison 1911 in stainless steel. Good choice, good gun, should shoot well for you. Just maintain that some bitch. Stainless guns are a pain in the ass when they get scratched, so just keep that in mind. P320 X5 SXG is legit, but he has a Spectre comp upper on the SXG lower, and the pistol straight up fricks, so no two ways about it. Dude, if he ever wants to sell that steel lower, let me know. I might keep my gun if I can get a steel lower, and then I'll just have it hot blued. I'm an ordained Dudist priest since 2016. I will abide, man. So, if you are a Deuteronomy priest, that's cool. Like I said, I opened the door to that statement because I said it as a religious thing. We don't get too heavily into religion here. So here's my saying on it. If you believe in something, great. If you have faith, great. I believe in something, but my belief is not yours to take or yours to entertain. So what I say, I know who you're talking about. I know exactly who you're talking about. But what I'm saying is, just in general, I hate seeing people fight over who has the best imaginary friend at this point. Someday, one is coming back, and at least Mount Olympus had places for all the gods. But yeah, enough about religion. Let's talk about butt sex or something. Come on. What did he say? He said butt sax. You know, when you have that sweet melodious tune from the brass instrument sticking into your... I wholeheartedly agree with YouTube's decision to age restrict some of my videos. Well, this one time in band camp, exactly the same religions are all just a representation of the idea of spirituality and God and stuff. Note how Christianity and Judaism and Islam are very similar, different views, same thing. Yep, there are significant differences between Christianity and Judaism, though. For one, they don't believe that Jesus was a god. They believed he was a prophet. Something about a flute. Yeah, the problem is getting it in sideways so I can play all the notes at the same time. Oops, did I say that out loud again? I do have the next frickin' shorts from the store video already planned out. I just got to film it. You don't talk about religion, but you're talking about religion. I'm allowed to talk about religion. You're not, so shush. Have you heard about my Lord and Savior, Captain Planet? You need a dot for the G3 tactical. Well, get one, goddammit. Every time you ask me for a price on something, you leave my ass hanging, so... Go get your shit, bruh. Whoa, that's a good price for a 686. Be gone, demon! True, but I'll follow the idea of a holy God and code or book of morals must follow and such. It's a free country. I absolutely believe what you want. I do agree church and stuff freak me out. If you read my post, I ask a recommendation. No, it says I need a dot for the G3 Tactical. You were making a statement, not a question. There's no question mark on that. There's no help. There's no I need a recommendation for a. No, I'm reading them as I see them, and that's the only one I see, so I don't believe you. But G3 Tactical can literally take anything, dude. It's got all the plates in the bag. You got all the plates with your gun, right? If you're going for speed, get a SRO. If you're going for reliability, get an RMR. If you're going for overall good price stuff, I would go. I missed one on my religious BS. Okay, that's fine. The 507C is the 507C comp is a good idea to go with because it's a full size one. I'll take a vowel. If I take a vowel when I'm on the toilet, is it a vowel movement? The Sealy Big One. Sealy Big One's cool. So up there is the Mechanic MO3. Yeah, so it's basically the size of an SRO, but it's got these little wings on it so they don't copy the design too closely and get in trouble. Come on, kids. Let's have some fun. Get your asses in here. If you're not in here, you're a bunch of losers. If you're already in here, you're winners. I want to talk to your manager.
I want to ride.
How much do I have into the Echelon? So, if you were to duplicate what the Echelon currently is, I'm taking the Echelon to the range and doing a range video with it tomorrow, DV. That video will be out on Friday, and it will include my thoughts on the red dot. So, the Echelon by itself, that one was used, and it's technically one I've bought twice. So, if we go by my original purchase price, $450. It has the Sharps Brothers lower on it. If you go to buy that lower from Sharps Brothers, that is about $350-ish. So you'd be talking about $800 right there. And then it has the Mechanic MO3 optic on it, which I believe is $189.99 or $199. We'll say $200. So it's about $1,000 build. But it's now an all metal modular race style gun. So, but yeah, DB, I'm taking the Echelon out there because Sharps Brothers sent me that frame, and I did a short and a quick video on it, but I've never done a shooting video on that frame. So I'm actually taking the Echelon, my 320 X5, and a M&P 2.0 steel, and I'm going to show what happens when you take a gun that's primarily originally a polymer-based gun and you add metal to the frame. Because I've shot all three of them in their base configurations before, and now I have all three in upgraded configurations. So it's very enlightening how much a metal frame can enhance the shooting experience of a polymer striker fire gun. It's still originally a polymer striker fire gun, so it's not like that great, but it's way better than it used to be. Like, way better. Like, here's where it was, here's where it is. So it's like, you know, you and then the guy she told you not to worry about difference. Is the bottom left a VP9 match? Technically, no, M-Deck. It's a VP9 with an HK Parts match grade weight on it. So, yeah, it's got the match weight on it, but out of the box, it is not a match. My arm just went numb. I'm smelling toast.
Lay down, Rodney. You're having a myocardial infarction.
Oh, what?
A heart attack.
That's how you can tell where somebody's from. Ask them to say myocardial infarction, because they'll either say it myocardial infarction.
Yeah, he had a wicked-ass heart attack.
Look, okay, I'm very grateful for you everything you've done for me and my family. I'm really happy for you, but you need to stay away from my family. Bostoners, upper northern people, when they say family, they say every letter of that word. You need to stay away from my family. Otherwise, some things are going to happen to you. They miss the letters in every other word after it, but family. We're family. And we stick together. It's almost like a Nyaka. I am so tired right now, I'm falling asleep with my eyes as wide open as I can make them. Like I can't focus. It's amazing. It's a cool feeling. but it's not. Yeah. So are you guys members? On any of you that are members, you guys have access to like 7 videos that the rest of the normies don't. So you should maybe consider becoming a member. I have Tuesday videos scheduled to go up until the end of next month. That's when I do a 12-hour live. Lol. Drink coffee. I don't have any coffee. Also, I hate coffee. Coffee smells like skunk, or technically just dead roadkill with exposed internals. Exposed internals. That's going to be my OnlyFans name. Coming to the stage. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, innuendo. Exposed internals. I know my right eye is basically closed. There's nothing I can do about it. You're just going to have to deal with it. Here, I'll keep it closed. Gourmet coffee is good. I'm good without gourmet coffee. Ironically, I think it's because of hot coffee. I'll stop saying it that way. But hot coffee, I really can't stand. But like an iced cappuccino, like the Starbucks bottled iced cappuccinos, for some reason I like those. Recently picked up a Gerson BDA. I wish they had put Epic rails on it. APIC to pick rail. Oh, got it. It would become my bedside piece if it did. So I did a review on the BDA when it first came out. Shot really well. I agree. But the thing is Gerson likes to be, I guess, faithful. So like the tip up is the same way and whatnot. If you're looking for a 380, kind of in that similar vein, look at the Gerson Faith, or is it the TSOS Faith? Excuse me. The TSOS Faith is a tip barrel 380 that does have a rail. You got another Toyota key make. Are you happy about that, or are you sad about that? One of the tip-up models has a pick rail. So maybe the MC14 does, but the BDA doesn't. But the I guess the MC14 does. Here, let me find out. Shippy day. Shippy day. So the MC14 tip-up barrel has the underneath thing. Oh wow, that's actually a good-looking one. I like this one. I like to eat apples and bananas. I like to eat apples and bananas. Yeah, that's actually pretty cool looking. It's got their polished gray with a rose gold barrel. Fluted and twisted.
It's twisted, yo.
Today's the kid's birthday, so I'm trying to not work. How's that going for you? You raising the price? I'm not a fan of the tip up, no extractor. Take it or leave it. I don't really care either way. If a gun is a gun, it's a gun, it's a gun, and a gun is a gun when it's a gun. Although Gerson is doing what they're calling a multicolor PVD coating on it. Holy shit, it's like this amazing blue that I've never seen before. So Gerson right now is selling the Match X to dealers at a price higher than the map. That's not good. They need to fix that. Anyways, I'm going behind the 7-Eleven to get my $40 Slurpee. Lol. Somebody's doing well if it's only $40. I mean, nothing. But it didn't do Look at that. Look at that. It's a really cool color. I want it. Reminds me of the old Mystic Chrome from, or the multicolored green from Ford's. Stop looking at my crotch. Do they offer that finish on the 35? No, currently that's the only gun they offer it on, which is why I want it so much. Male, got you. Male, question mark? So, what else are we talking about tonight? Come on, I need some subjects. I'm like Crowder. Yes, I understand that my nose is so, my eyes are so wide that I can still see a lot of this screen. I'm just going to sit here until questions come in. I can still read. Favorite pizza topping? Pepperoni. What you got here? I know I'm laughing too hard to come up with a subject. Give me a minute. I got you, Chaos. Thoughts on the SAR 9 SOCOM? Played with one at SHOT Show. Interesting gun. Longer barrel, obviously. Has the threaded barrel. Has the slightly more flared bottom end. Ask your mom what I mean about that. Overall, pretty cool. Did I learn anything new at NRA? Yes, but unfortunately, I don't know if there's things I can say about it. So, yeah. If you're interested in buying the 2K11, y'all should be buying them now because import tariff prices have already affected the gun manufacturing world. So that's not just Kimber, but they're the ones that told me about it. Did you get tased for gas money at the gun show? No, I did not. I should have done something for gas money. Holy shit. 15 miles to the gallon. I drove a total of 1,600 miles, if you'd like to do the math. There's 100 gallons. Average of $310. $310. Plus the hotel. Plus food. Still cheaper than flying, though. Actually, it would not have been cheaper to rent a small car because I left on Wednesday and I came back Saturday. So it would have been 4 days in a small car plus gas anyway. So honestly, it wouldn't have been. How'd the truck drive go? Truck drove fine. Like I said, it's got a little bit of potentially chain slappage in the timing chain. So I got to tear the front off of it. So I'm going to have to pick up another car just so I can drive that while I rip the Navigator apart. Have I heard anything about the Orthos Joker shotgun? Not the Joker one, but I have heard about Orthos with their Benelli M4 clones and that they're really solid production copies of the Benelli M4. So I'm assuming the Joker is just a coloring thing. But yeah, like I said, I've heard they're pretty solid guns. Especially for the shekels. Oh yeah, I forgot to do something. Why can't you guys ever remind me to do things? Everybody knows what I'm doing. Everybody knows what I'm doing. Where is the add-ons? Where is the add-ons? Where is the add-ons? Add-ons, yes. There we are with add-ons. Oh, that's the problem. I said motorsport. I wanted Forza Horizon. God damn it. I'm not trying to get into politics here, and this has nothing to do with my political, but I thought Trump dropped the majority of the tariffs. It could be wrong, but he didn't read up much on it. I believe it had to do with reciprocal tariffs and things like of that nature, and not everything was dropped. If you did it, the Joker is supposed to be the Genesis at home. Gotcha. Didn't you say you felt 30, 40 horsepower down? Yes, that's what I was saying. It did feel like it was down on power. Definitely, especially when accelerating. So I literally felt like it was probably only pushing. I was definitely having to downshift harder to get the same level acceleration. So yeah, it felt like the timing's off somehow. Like if it's getting chain slapped and the timing is slipping during that, that could be a possibility. If Zaxxon would stop being a bitch and working for other people, then he and I could have a discussion about what it could possibly be. Car vouchers. People actually buy car vouchers to buy cars and freaking. No. 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 But yeah, it is a pain in the ass when something doesn't work right. What the fuck, man? I want to buy, like apples and bananas. I want to buy, like apples and bananas. I want to, like apples and bananas. That makes sense. Yeah, like I said, I read something on it briefly, didn't go in depth. That sounds about right. Everything sounds about right, my friends. Hey, it worked. Man, someday when they find out I'm ripping that credit card off, they're gonna. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Nowadays with the internet, you have to be all like, oh, I'm kidding. See, I don't get it right now, right, bros? So 1 week we could be getting 300 people in the live stream. Some weeks we're getting 20. Some weeks we're getting 1,000,000. But come on in, man. Ask me some questions. Are you here to ask me questions? Is it about my Satan fetish? Dude, Mrs. Claus is hot. I don't care who you are. So I guarantee you that these are also being held because of the two that got deemed as non-monetizable. But here's what I'm going to do. You guys might get some ads. We'll see if that brings people in. Prepare for ads, motherfuckers. You're watching HBO series Oz and the Wire. God, Oz, man, that was a crazy-ass one. My debit card got hit for almost $1,300, and the guy lives 2.5 miles away from me. Yeah, well, that makes sense, Cash. You'd actually be surprised. Most credit card fraud happens very close. And I guarantee you it's probably somebody you've heard of or met, and you just don't realize it. What part of the country you life in? Well, luckily, I am not sentenced to life anywhere, but I live in Virginia. I'm sleeping right now. I'm literally, my eyes are closed. In case of the Glock hates, man, you got to post a live thumbnail as you kissing one of the Glocks. That will get it. All the folks in here. Yeah, I ain't kissing a Glock. Glock can suck my moose knuckle. Why are you so mean? Because I am. But that doesn't make sense. 128 likes? Oh my god. I didn't even realize that many people like my posts. Although it's not really, when you think about it. So anyways, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 videos scheduled to go up here in the next 4 weeks. And that doesn't even count the gun range videos. So there's going to wind up being almost 12 videos locked under the members tab until they come out on their normal days. So you guys should really sign up for that shit. Tiny keyboard errors, Kentucky here. No worries. I knew what you were saying, Secular. I just like messing with people when they make typos. Me, I like Auto Cucumber. It makes me say things like Nintendo. Would YouTube shut down the live if you kissed the gun on the wall? Yes, 100%. If a gun got anywhere near a person's mouth, they'd shut that shit down fast. No, never met the guy in my life. I think my car got skimmed at Dollar Tree. The police found no fault. You shouldn't have done that, man. Shouldn't have done that. Never use things like that. Why the fuck is that item still showing on there? I sold that shiz. Whoop boop boo 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 bum 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 bum. Fixed it. I'm a genius. I'm made out of smart tees. Oh, speaking of t-shirts, since there's only 19 of you in here, you guys get to weigh in on this, and it's a very, very private conversation between just the 19 or 20 of us. How many of wall guns are for sale in your shop? I know of a couple. Everything except for that Gerson is available in this shop. Every other gun is... Oh, wait, no. The Gerson and the CZP-09, because that's sold. The rest of the guns on that wall, every single one of them are available. Including the CZ75 SP-01. Oh, fuck. Yeah, we might only go till 10 o'clock tonight, guys. I'm not one of those people that stays locked into his time frame. If we all are getting bored and nobody wants to contribute, then we'll say fuck it. But all right, so the 23 of you that are in here, I want to talk to you guys. So my t-shirt guy, I'm going to draw up a quick rendition of what I'm thinking, and I'm going to have him take care of it for me and maybe make a better version of it. But I want to do the Casing Couch t-shirts. We talked about it a long time ago, and that was going to be my couch with a white Gerson Regard. We'll have to do just a generic one with 4 black rifles behind it. And we're going to call it the Casing Couch. Would you guys be interested in one of those? I'm just gauging interest. I am not taking money. Is the SP-01 stock or any upgrades? It's pretty much just stock. It just has some crappy eBay grips on it. The magwell is not finished well. I got to refinish the magwell on it. It's a plastic magwell, but other than that, the gun is, as far as I know, 100% stock. Comes with the standard stock. It actually would come with DWX grips if you didn't like the stocks that are on there. You'd like that shirt? Well, like I said, we'll see what happens. What's up, J&J? J&J making hey, hey, hey. Yeah, so I'd love to see that echelon on a shirt. I really don't want to put actual identifiable real brands on a shirt right now. Especially since I'm trying to get Springfield to send me shit. So, look, I'm like a crab fixing my eyes. You ever seen that? They use their front legs to... No? You haven't seen that? I watch too many shorts? Probably. I am so fucking tired. So one person says they like the shirt. MDEC says it's a good idea. Yeah, like I said, I'll whip up like a quick thing for my guy and then see what he thinks. I couldn't do it through Spring, who I used to. I might also do a shirt that says "Friends don't let friends buy Glocks," but I'm not going to do like a circles and line one. But I might do "Friends don't let friends buy Glocks." I have to see it to have much of an opinion. Have you ever heard of the casting couch? Have you ever seen that picture that was on the internet? It was a white girl sitting on a couch, and there were 4 or 5 black men standing behind her. It would have been the exact same thing, but with guns. You'll buy one of the Glock shirts. So I'm doing the casing couch ones first. We'll consider Glock ones as a secondary run. It costs me a lot of money to do a run of shirts. So, Turkey Opinion, if you know them, always advocated for Springfield guns, but just recently put out a video. I'm guessing you're fixing whatever you typed. Gotcha. You'll buy both? Well, like I said, my buddy's going down to Harrisonburg on Thursday. He's going to talk with my t-shirt guy because it's also his friend. I know him a little bit, but he's not like my guy. So he's going to draw it up, and then we'll see how it comes out and looks. Like I said, if it comes out awesome, then hell yeah, we're definitely going to run with it. If it turns out patchouli, like stank ho, then we ain't going to do it. But if it come out good, then we're going to do it. Yeah, you go on compared. So there are 645 shorts videos on my channel. That is a lot. Did my internet just go out? No, we're good. We've done 214 live streams, guys. Retracting all their endorsements of Springfield guns due to quality control issues with no explanations. Oh. No, I haven't heard about that one. Both sound cool, to be honest. Couch reviews are kind of your signature, so it would rep the channel well. Yep, I'd have to see the design. You know what? You don't need to see the design. It's a handgun. A light-colored handgun. 4 large black rifles behind it. My couch. And the words casing couch. Use your minds, kids. Sorry, Air Max. Guys at work wear American flag shirts both made out of guns, so I wear your shirt to work for sure. You know, you guys build my ego a lot. 100% likes on the member watched videos. Thoughts on CZ P09C? P09C is fine. There's one up on the wall right there. It's a little small for my taste. I'd take the P09F personally, but it's a pretty good one, Dan. You have a good amount of followers compared to most gun tubers, so you're doing something right. It also helps that I had a couple of lucky shorts, honestly. Being a long minute, and I've almost forgot, but did you ever figure out what happened to Fab Fest? He kind of just left one day and didn't return. Fab Fest had really bad medical problems, and I don't know what happened to him since then. I haven't spoken to him either by email or any other way. I hope he's fine, but he was in a pretty bad way the last time we spoke to him. So there's unfortunately a possibility that he's just not capable of being able to help be on lives anymore. Hopefully he's fine. Found the Springfield TRP has MIM parts for the price. It makes me sad. Yeah, I'd be angry too. I'd be angry too. That's crazy. Whole lot of lives. Yeah, because I still do 3 of them a week, but when you think about that, that means I should have, like, a lot more, but I didn't originally do 3 a week. Did you hear SIG change the 320 manuals to recommend not carrying one in the chamber? Is this fact or rumor? If it's fact, I haven't seen it yet. Also, with the whole debacle going on, the fact that they might have started producing a manual like that could be possible, but all the guns that are currently already out there, which is 90% of their inventory, would not contain that manual. That's what I'm afraid of, man. He was cool. I was just hoping you stayed in touch or whatever, but for sure wishing him well. He had my email, and I've talked to him before, but I try not to pressure him because I remember he was telling me how bad his medical stuff is. And, you know, I'm not somebody that wants to ever interfere with anybody else's life when it comes to your medical problems and your treatments and things like that. So, like I said, I just hope he feels good. That's what it should equal out to, Mexican. That is right, 155 a year, except for like when I miss a day or I just don't do one because I'm feeling terrible, things like that. And it's yeah. .355 is a caliber, yeah, it's made up of minuscule metal. 52 weeks times 3. 52 times 3 is 156 actually. So 355, I would have to do one every day. So 156. You're right the first time, Mexican. Wow. I have no idea what's happening right now. So the lives have fallen off so terribly that I don't know what it is that I did. Like I said, I'm 90% sure it has to do with the fact that I've had 2 of my lives age restricted since they were published. And what's even funnier is those ones were age restricted, even though I had never actually monetized those particular ones. So, yeah. Let's just go ahead and turn off the monetization and see what happens. But again, it could also be that it's fucking Monday, man. Sometimes Mondays are just bad. Saturday was bad, and Monday could be just as bad. So Saturday started really good, and then it died off. Like, even the boobs couldn't save the Saturday stream. Sorry. Sitting back is sometimes more comfortable than sitting forward. Is this what you guys came for? Hold on, I'm going to pretend to be sleeping. You guys have to wake me up. I did turn it off. This is the first time I tried having it on in months, dude. I normally don't monetize them anymore. Anybody have any Kydex pocket holster recommendations for an SA Hellcat? Nope. How about some t-shirts with milled underfolders with the big man using China in back, I'd buy. Yeah, no, that's a shirt you want. That's not a shirt I want representing my channel, so. Redneck, you gotta go grub. Definitely not gonna be back in time. Shorter and slower. Alive tonight. That's always fine. Take care, dude, man. Peace. All right, dude. Do high points suck? No. If high points were $400, what red dot I got on the Echelon? That is the Mechanic MEO3 or the M03. It's their large window red dot. It looks like an SRO. It's not as tall, but it does that same thing where it overhangs the front of the ejection port and stuff. It's a rather large one. It's the same. It's actually bigger than the window on my Romeo 1 Pro. Sorry, my eyes are killing me. Yeah, it's funny. It's your face that's killing me. Nope. Still gotta put it on. Hit on ba doo ba doo, dib up ba doo ba doo, dib up ba doo ba doo. If the SIG 227 is in 45 ACP, 1 bajillion%, you should definitely shoot it, man. They're definitely worth checking out. I've had them. I had one. Well, technically it was a buddy's that he needed to sell, so I bought it from him and then I sold it. Well, secular, it is available for sale through my store, so feel free to email me, Wind City Armory or thejiminyshow@gmail.com, either one of those. If you get a hold of me, I'll hook you up. You know what it is? A lot of the riffraff aren't in here, so it's like the riffraff aren't getting notifications. I noticed that with the boob stream too. Like it was actually normal people. I don't know how I feel about that. I just have normal people now. Kind of pissed what CZ pulled the Shadow 2 Compact, not adding a decocker level, now coming out with the Shadow 2 decocker model, doubling the price and discontinued Omega series, not right. So, just in general, they're making some questionable decisions, in my opinion, such as cowing down to public demand and putting a drop safety into the Shadow 2. Why? Well, buy mine. Making it even 1,500 on top. I'll sign it. I just saw Stone's avatar. Lol. Yeah, Stone's a dick. I'm a dumbass for doing it, but he's a dick because he's using it. He knows I love him, but he's a dick. He's a dick. Oh, there we go. Somebody else is using it now. I knew that was going to wind up happening. I love you. I love you so long, man. I love you wrong time. Oh wait, your wife is also Korean, so don't picture me. Milk and Cookies is using one of the pictures too. That is Goose's friend because he's got one of the photos I emailed him, not the regular one. So, Milk and Cookies. Oh, sorry, that's Stone's. I was thinking that Goose's friend. That's Stone's friend. Ask me about my OnlyFriends. I'm gonna join OnlyFran, and then I'm gonna be Fran Tarkenton. I'll just wear a Minnesota Vikings uniform for an entire live stream. Yeah, sorry. Milk and Cookies is Stone's. He made me do it. Nobody makes you do anything. I've met you, lady. You're just using your husband to be an evil person and make fun of me, even though I deserve it because I'm an idiot. I can't take it anymore. Ah! It's so bright. I'm blind. I'm seeing a lot of me with boobs on my screen, and that's not that. I don't know how to feel about that. I'm honored. I'm blessed, and you guys are blessed because you guys have to look at that picture. Damn, Joe turned white. Oh shit! It's the cops. Yes, officer. I do also like risotto. It's my nightmare going blind. Honestly, this is going to sound really weird, RG. My nightmare is not going blind. My nightmare is if I lost a finger. Now, I don't have, my feet are, I'm Kunta Kinte, man. I'm missing the front parts of both of my feet. I'm a double amputee. But it doesn't bother me. Oh, with diabetes? Yeah, that is a possibility. Yeah, that's a danger. Yeah, fucking up the insulin, man. Save yourself. But my fear is to lose an arm or lose a hand or lose all the fingers on a hand. I don't know if I could continue on if I lost a hand. That might be too much for me. I would just turn into a crotchety old man sitting on the front porch with one of those pirate hooks that you can use your forearm to close. I know, I'm more fucked up than you. Yeah, no, I know. I remember from our conversations, brother. And I'm sorry that you're fucked up too. Someone said you had a horse hoof last live. Not cool. I don't care if people say that. I got horse hoof boots. They clip clop when you hip hop. Someone said you had a horse hoof last time. Someone said you also ate bananas sideways because it's fucking weird. Wait, is something wrong with your legs? Yeah, I'm a double amputee. I've had transmetatarsal. Yes, that's right, I'm trans. And a cross-dresser, but I've had transmetatarsal amputations on both feet. My brother freaked out when Joe showed him his feet. Yep, most people do. Most people are like, wait, you're 6'4" and you got the feet of a baby? I also have baby feet. I collect them. I know what you feel when you speak about it and what happens. Got it. Yep, 100%, dude. I never knew that. Well, I don't really tell people unless it's in the live stream and it blurts out. But yeah, I am a double amputee. I don't let it control my life anymore. I spent 10 years trying to heal from it, and I finally took the time to heal. And yeah, you know what? Coincidentally or interestingly enough, I don't have neuropathy, RG. I was just allergic to antibiotics, and when I got a bone infection, they just had to cut the things off. I still have feeling in the stumps, and I don't get the electrical shocks. I've had 5 heart attacks, have a mechanical mitral valve, and a pacemaker, and I'm overweight because I gained weight from not being able to be very active. I can hear you. I hear you, dude. Sorry. Good on you. Thank you, Mason. No, guys like Secular and RG, man, they're dealing with so much more shit than I am, honestly. I have a degenerative nerve disorder, so eventually I'm going to wind up in a bucket. But at least in this moment, as I am, I drop a lot of shit. I can't hold things very well because my nerves just shut down on me. But yeah, experiencing emergent situations like when my kidney shut down twice, that was more scary than any other stuff I have to look forward to. Having to look to the future at things that are going to happen to you suck, but honestly, I don't think it sucks as bad as experiencing something terrible in the moment. I thought about putting the pic of your foot cut open as my pic, but I thought that would have been too much, especially on YouTube, because it wasn't done in a medical sense for you. Yeah, you would probably get banned. They might remove you as a customer of Google. Yeah, at one point, Jiminy had a vajankle built into his leg. It was also back when I still had 2 toes. I used to call myself Two-Toed Joe in the Bubble Bath of Hope. Now I call myself Fred.
His name is Fred Fox.
I don't even know how I'm able to stand and walk when I can't feel from the knees down. It's amazing how hard it is. So you don't have feelings, so it's even worse for you. And since I don't have the front half of my feet, I have to stand on the middle and the back part of my feet. So unfortunately, I use like over twice the amount of energy a normal person does to just stand. And then walking around, I fall down a lot, dude. If you ever walk somewhere with me and you watch me bouncing off of walls and stumbling into shit, yeah. Your cousin lost his entire leg in an accident. I don't wish that on anybody. Yeah, I hear you. Mason, I also have this amazing ability to bounce back from surgeries. So they do an x-ray and a scan and they take a piece and biopsy the bone, and they said my foot was infected. So I went in on a Wednesday. They did the surgery on Thursday. I stayed until Friday afternoon, and I literally, after they cut my left foot off, I drove my manual transmission Mustang home. Do I have solid sole bottom shoes? I have to buy as thick as I can. So like right now, these are the ones I've been wearing lately, which are Skechers. They have a very thick sole, but I also have inserts that allow my feet to not slide around. Above the knee is a terrible one, man. Above the knee sucks. Below the knee, at least you can still have articulation. So better than Siley, the optic on the Echelon. I don't know yet. I need to take it out and shoot it. I've never shot the full-size Siley. I have the small-size Siley on my influencer. So we'll see how much I like the mechanic. It might be good. Your cousin lost half of his foot in a tannerite accident, and he keeps it in his meat freezer. How the hell did they allow him to keep a foot part that was blown off, man? I begged them to let me keep my feet. Close friend blew off his right hand with the fireworks. Shit. What's the first pistol you ever shot? First pistol I ever shot was actually a revolver, so it was a handgun, not a pistol. And that was a Colt 22 caliber revolver. First semi-auto pistol I shot was actually a Walther P22. You couldn't feel a heart attack happening to you. You'll feel the effects of the heart attack eventually. The loss of blood pressure would eventually basically make you just But yeah, that sucks, dude. You didn't drive your manual Mustangs for months. Lol, you got more balls than me. What I had, Mason, was no choice. I was living here in Virginia, no family within like 500 miles. Also, I didn't tell my parents that I was having any surgery. I didn't tell my parents that my foot was cut off until after I got home. So, needless to say, it was odd. 4 years ago, he was 34 at the time. Aw, how old is he now? My wife's friend's husband had his leg cut off because he had bone spurs. Yeah, that sucks. That's why they did the first transmetatarsal. So I had bone infection and I also had a bone spur regrowth, which caused a revision to be happen. How was the parents' reaction? They were surprised. They were angry that I didn't call them, and they've learned to deal with it. I didn't call them when my appendix nearly burst on my birthday. I didn't call them when I killed myself. So unfortunately, they're kind of used to me not involving them in the process of me having issues. Thank God my third leg is still working. I've got a kickstand. It's in the backpack. But yeah, so I don't like burdening people. Like my buddy Daniel, who's a really close friend of mine, didn't know I was in the hospital with kidney failure until the second day I was in the hospital. And the only reason I called him was because I needed a charger for my phone. This has been fun, but I'm going to spend a little time with my wife before bed. Good night. Hey, thank you, Secular. It was good hanging out with you. Good talking to you. And I sucks that with the heart problems, man. I hope you are still kicking for a while to go, man. Chanson, what's up? Yeah, you're not late. Everybody's late. Shit your appendix too. Me too. When I was very, very young. So I have been, and obviously you have as well, but I'll explain my medical life in brief. I have been in and out of hospitals since the age of 5. Actually, I was in a hospital as soon as I was born because I had a deformed leg, and I was born 2 months early, so I was 4 pounds 4 ounces. So basically, I've spent my whole life. I don't like tuna sandwiches, and I hate ginger ale because they always give you the light shit. So from the age of 5 on up, I'd probably spend about a weekend a month in the hospital from asthma attacks, things like that. I used to thrash around a lot, so I used to actually, my nose would bleed all the time. So I'd wake up in the hospital and my bed would be soaked with blood. So the doctors were always freaking out. Then I just, asthma was always a really bad thing. And then I was subject to getting hurt a lot because I always did a lot of stuff. I have a rare disease called vascular necrosis. I need new hips because the femur heads are half gone. Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. That sucks, dude. Shit, we got the same type of DNA sounds. Yeah, so I have cluster headaches. I've told you guys this before, and I have the very worst kind of cluster headaches, which basically means I always have a headache that progresses into and out of migraines at least once a day. Typically, it's first thing when I wake up in the morning. So my morning routine is I wake up, I take 3 grams of aspirin, 3,000 milligrams of aspirin. I lay back down for 20 minutes until that starts taking the edge off of my headache. Then I get up, then I work through my day. Halfway through the day, I take another 3 grams of aspirin, and I took 3 grams before I did this live stream. So, hey, Bruce. So that's my cluster headache story. So cluster headaches, for the majority of people that have them, they can go months, weeks, years, decades between having symptoms. I've had a headache since I was 17 years old. So for nearly 30 years, I've had a headache. I have flat feet, or had flat feet. Now I got stumpy feet, bad back. I've had arthritis since I was a teenager. You're getting a pain pump. Yeah, that sucks that you have to go through all that shit though, but I'm sure the pain pump must help. Also, I wish pain meds worked on me. I'm non-reactive to all opioids, both organic and synthetic. Too many drugs, try yoga, don't laugh. I can't do yoga because of my nerve disorder. A lot of my muscles don't work a lot. And I can't walk a lot because I don't have feet. If I walk a lot, I wind up tearing holes in my feet, and then I have to take a month off. What's the trigger weight on the RXM? The one on the wall is roughly 6 pounds as it tested for me. I get it, RG. But no, right now I just maintain my diet as well as I can. The degenerative nerve disorder, MCTD, is not something that exercise, diet, or healthy wishing will ever fix. That's a degenerative autoimmune disease, so it is what it is. The headaches cannot be fixed with that. Walking doesn't cure headaches. So I have a vascular deformity of some sort in my brain that causes these headaches. It's not a block third gen trigger. Can't fix it that way. You can put a third gen trigger in there. Yes, you can. Forget the word no. I don't forget the word no. I prefer the phrase, I have already done that. Because when I was a car salesman, I used to walk 7 to 10 miles a day. So you can't walk off a vascular disorder. And I appreciate that. I really do, RG. It just, yeah, I appreciate that. When somebody tells me I can't do something, I do it just to prove them wrong. But there's a lot of things like, when you tell somebody what's going on with you and they tell you a bunch of stuff, you know what you've tried. It's worth much for them to say a prayer for y'all's health. I appreciate it. Thank you. Degenerative disc disease. I hate it. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have degenerative disc disease. I just have two actually herniated discs in my neck for the last 10 years. Don't say no. I will stop saying no. I'll just say that what I have experience with from now on. Is a G3 good for concealed carry? Yes, Ryan, it actually is. Thank you for the donation, RG. Who's trying to DX me? Oh, Triple D. Ha! Funny. Diamond Dallas. What was I gonna say? So, I'm like I was saying, I'm non-reactive to opioids. I'm non-reactive to pain meds, oxycodone, hydrocodone, morphine does almost nothing to me. Dilaudid gives me about 2 minutes of relief. Fentanyl, I'm non-reactive to. If you know what non-reactive means, it means my body doesn't process it the way that it should. It really just does nothing with it. Yours just keep herniating and rupture. Jesus, sorry. Why do you have a bunch of fake weapons? Seems like a waste of money and a bad message for children. Why do you open your mouth and use your keyboard? Sounds like a waste of a keyboard and a waste of your brain cells. I'll just get worse and worse. Yep, me too with my disorder, my guy. So, why am I doing so many drugs? To quote my grandmother, Connor, because they're fucking tasty. But yeah, so I also have a problem with my nerve endings. So when I sit, like if I just set my hand down on like a table, the muscles in my hand will just start twitching. So if I try to relax, the electrical impulse, it's like telling my brain that something's wrong with my body. You've got a technique to take my mind off of. What do they taste like? Ask your mom. She got them directly from my penis. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, damn. You were losing so good, too. Put up my resignation in work, and my boss one-upped me and fired me. Cool. Now you can get workers' comp or unemployment, dude. If he fired you, he's also required to give you your last check within 24 hours. It's okay because you love the way it hurts. Yeah, that sucks, dude. What do I do, man? Dude, I got a nose hair that's just right on the edge. Hang on a second. Ow! Come on, you bitch. Fucker's hanging on like Stallone in Cliffhanger. Ah, damn. My hair's thinning on my head, but my nose is doing well. Fuck. I think I pulled out a brain cell. I only got like 5 of them bitches left. Hope you got some good insurance. Oh, luckily, when I killed myself, it finally showed the United States of America that I was serious about my pain levels and that I wasn't kidding about it. So I'm now fully disabled with Medicare. So I'm responsible for about $3,000 in hospital bills per year, and then I have to pay all my outpatients. Needless to say, when my kidney shut down the last time and they had to ambulance me from the entrance of the hospital to the emergency room, I'm pretty sure that I bypassed my fucking deductible this year. I have not shot a 3913. You forgot, and now you're late. Well, welcome in, dude. I'm staying around as long as I can. What do you think of the Genesis GV80s? I have no idea what a GV80 is. Hold on a second. Is that the SUV from Hyundai? Yep, I was right. Ride like the wind. Looks cool. Kind of has a Bentley look to it, like the Bentiaga. I'd fuck with it. The rear glass is a little odd, though. It kind of looks a little bit like Lexus-y. Unemployment means go look for another job. Nah. They come in SUV and car. Interesanto. Oh, yeah, here's the coupe. Hold on a second. Wait, that's the coupe? That's the SUV. 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 No, it's a cool looking vehicle, though. My coworker went septic and his kidney started failing. That's a horrible thing to go through. Yes, and I had it twice in a year, so agreed. It sucks. Should I buy an EP9 16 or build an AR9? I'd probably say go for the EP9, man. I've heard really good things about X-Star. They're very hush-hush about their issues. Fuck! Who, Hyundai? No, they pretty much circle the problem, just like Ford. Are muzzle loaders good for anything? Yes. Muzzle loading stuff. If you get one that's rifled, why not? The car is the G80, not the GV80. That makes sense. But no, I mean, they're cool looking. I almost bought the Hyundai Genesis G60. I think it was a G60 back in 2023. Twice in a year is crazy. Did they fix your problem or is it something chronic? So last June was the first time. That was because I got massively dehydrated and my potassium had climbed up super high. So that one wasn't good. That was bad. What was it, about a month ago, guys, that I wound up in the hospital? Arax Alpha is, and I'm trying to buy my buddies. I'm trying to get them to sell it to me. The last time, I believe, was about a month ago. It was about a month ago, maybe a little bit longer than that. That time was because opening my store put such stress on me that I was eating terribly. So I wound up getting what's called DKA, because I am diabetic ketoacidosis. Basically, even though my blood sugar wasn't that high, it spiked at like 345, which honestly is not high enough to normally cause DKA on its own. My potassium was still going crazy. And the other downside to crazy potassium is that it can also lead to heart problems, such as heart attack and things like that. If your potassium gets too high, it can kill you. If your potassium, I believe if your potassium gets over like 10 or something like that, you can go into the VTAC. Hunting, but that's a bit it. I mean, if you want to scare somebody, then home defense. But yeah, I mean, it's good for one shot anyways. We did an 8-shot muzzle loader one time down at the range. My buddy Gun Gopher did it. But yeah, so that's the 2 times I've had kidney failure. Dang, well, I'm glad you're all right. I hope that's it for your scares. That scared me pretty badly, so I decided to take my diet very seriously, and I have been. You have a CX4 Storm in 9mm and 45 ACP. Would you think it'd be worth an AR? Do you think it would be an AR in 40 Smith & Wesson for an SBR? Who does anybody make an AR in 40? They sell speed loaders, so you can probably get off maybe like 7 rounds per minute or 4 rounds per minute. I don't know where the 7 came from. I'm that tired, dude. I put the number 7 in there somehow. Lucky number 7, yeah. B7. Bingo. Old MacDonald had a farm. E-I-E-I. And on his farm he had some horse. E-I-E-I-O. Excuse me, what'd you just say? Horse. Horse? Yeah. Continue. With a ha-ha here and a ha-ha there. Here a ha. Would it be better to buy a cheap AR now or wait and buy a Daniel Defense? That's a good question. Would it be better to buy a cheap AR or a Daniel Defense? My response to you is, are you trying to buy an AR and not do anything to it? AKA buy it, buy mags, buy ammo, shoot. If that's all you want to do with it, save up and buy the Daniel Defense. If you want to buy a gun that starts, you can buy $500-$600 Radicals and Diamondbacks that shoot just fine. So if you buy those, then you can start there and learn to upgrade them on those platforms. But in general, if you just want something to run gun one and done, I would go with the wait and spend a little bit more. The funny thing is you were going to say 7. I was reading your brain. Here's something that the communist state of California is pushing to ban Glock pistol. What are they doing now? How are they doing it? I mean, yes, there was 100 models of Glock delisted, but that's just because they were all compliant models. Certain poundage triggers, certain this, certain that, certain this, certain that, certain T, certain we, certain me, certain thee. Yay, 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 yay. Use a Beretta mag insert, 9mm mag and 40 are the same size. Interesting, man. Good to know. All right, Bear Creek Arsenal side charging AR-15 rifles any good? No. That's the short answer. The long answer is if you're just going to shoot it occasionally and you're not going to use it as a home defense rifle or something to trust your life with, yes. They're not long life guns. Yep, Glock did. I've seen the list of all the models that have been deleted, and they're all, like I said, they're all compliancy models. They're 10 rounders for the most part, and they're all like 5.5 to 7 pound trigger models. So, yeah, because I think the Gen 5s also have a lighter trigger. They're below 5.5 pounds. Small pistol, third up on the right. That is the Ruger RXM. It's a Gen 3 Glock clone, but it has a removable control unit in it, so you can change the frame. I just think the slide charging is neat, just a range toy. Yeah, if you want to get something that's kind of a different style, but a charging handle like that, get a Bren 2. They have a front side charger with a non-reciprocating bolt, or non-reciprocating handle, and it's a really cool way. What's my opinion on the Beretta 92FS? The gun itself functionally is fine. There's nothing inherently wrong with the Beretta 92. A lot of people will point to the dropping block system. And from what I understand from a lot of different people that I speak to, the dropping blocks on a Beretta 92 are their weakest point. I have seen them fail on older model guns. I personally haven't had one fail on a newer model gun in my possession. But, yeah, they're fine. CX4s come with 3 different mag adapters. Nice. You also have to change the mag release. That makes sense. Is that the cool pump locking one? Pump looking one. No, the Bren 2 is kind of a mix between an old AR 180 and a Chinese Daewoo. It's not a pump looking one. Stern Defense makes an upper kit in 40 Smith & Wesson. Hey, that's cool. Colin's letting you guys know if you want to do a CX4 Storm in 40 Smith & Wesson or an AR in 40 Smith & Wesson, you can get it. You can buy the parts in Italy to make it a full auto. You can go on HK Parts right now and buy a full auto trigger pack for a MP5. You can legally own the trigger pack in the United States because the serialized part of the gun is actually the top of the goddamn body, not the trigger pack. So there is no Jiminy Show hats. Are the BCA lowers all right? They're basic. They're mil spec. I mean, if you're not going to get the upper, I would just suggest going with a different brand altogether, honestly. But yeah, you can own an HK MP5 full auto trigger pack, but you just can't put it in the gun. So I can own an SP5 and I can own the trigger pack. They can be in the same building. The bad part is when they do the nasty and they communicate and become the gun with one switch. Devil Dog Concepts make a side charger conversion for AR-15s. I have them on mine. Nice. Colin's got some knowledge he's dropping on you. Y'all should be learning from people that understand rifles better than me. I barely understand how a rifle works. It's like magic. I haven't AR yet, kind of just learning about them. So AR-15s are the easier way to go. AR-10s, they're not nearly as standardized as the AR-15. AR-15, you'll hear people talking about mil-spec versus commercial. There are subtle differences that matter. Most modern-made AR-15s are patterned on the mil-spec, but you can still get commercial ones. Did I get any pics of the Match X? No, he sent me pics on the stippling he was going to try, and I really didn't like it, so I asked him to try to stipple it in a more randomized tree bark pattern. He said he was going to work on that. If he sent me texts, I haven't seen them yet. But if not, if that doesn't work out, Stone, I'm just going to have him stipple it the exact same way the Night Stalker is stippled, because it was the same guy. If you can make a hat with symbol, what symbol would you use? For my channel, it would probably have to be my smiley face, but I would do it as an outline, so it would be like a ghosted outline of the smiley face with the weird smile. You kind of like the idea of 6.5 Grendel because I deer hunt, but the ammo is pricey. Yeah, but if you're deer hunting, you need to shoot something that's going to effectively take down a deer, right? But yeah, I've been thinking forever about changing the logo from the smiley face, but I just don't feel like thinking of one. I'm taking submissions, but you are going to sign a document saying that you are releasing the rights to that design to me in perpetuity, because I don't need somebody coming back at me in 3 years because they're pissy that I didn't say their name right one time, so they take that shit back and copyright strike me. So if you are on a desktop right now, RG, in the lower corner of the screen is a white square with a yellow smiley face in it. That's kind of got like a weird smiley slant face look on it. Also, actually, let me see if it's on any of my older gun videos. Actually, it should be on my older gun videos. Let me pull that up. Oh! Also, I'm going to show you why I hate slide-mounted safeties. I like the blue foot I sent you last year. Yeah, I'm thinking about going with something a little bit more modern, though. So this is why I hate frame-mounted or slide-mounted safeties. This is from a few years ago. You can tell because I have no tattoos and I'm wearing glasses. Okay, anytime. There we go. I still have that Otis hat. So this is a Walther P1. So that's my logo, basically. RG. I really wish that thing would go away, god dang it. But can you see it? The smiley face, that was my logo forever. And I found a texture that matched the couch. Can't stay long. Want to say what's up. Hope you're doing well. Have a good night. You too, my friend. Whoa, close up. Dude, I actually had less under chin. Nice. I'm going to lose weight again. Don't you worry about it, bitches. Don't look at my crotch. I need you people to hit the like button so that I can get all the money I need. Really? I lost 2 subscribers because of this live stream. What the fuck? What gun is this supposed to be? It's literally a polymer 80, you mother dum-dum. If I may, the Jiminy Show is a signature of some sort form. In a signature of some sort. I don't know if I want a signature to be it because my signature sucks. That was Joe before the G-spot tattoo. Also, when my glasses obscured how wide my eyes were, apparently, you fuckers. Yeah. Are we at a year now that I've had this tattoo? I said I'd go 2, so you guys are in the back half of me keeping this fucking thing. Additionally, I've read Grendel makes good SBRs, but I'm considering a rebarrel to 6mm max due to performance. Interesting. We pay for another year, you got to get it fixed. Yeah, but another year is going to cost you guys $1,500, so you guys pay $1,500, I'll get it fixed. Would I ever do a leg sleeve? No. I'm doing the arm sleeves on purpose. I'm doing the arm sleeves to hide stretch marks and scars. I'm covered in a lot of battle wounds and scars. When I say battle wounds, I was a mechanic for 15 years, or technically 20 years. So I got lots of damage to my arms. I've also stabbed myself 3 times. I've also slit my wrist. But that one I put a magnifying glass around to remind myself never to do that shit again. The logo with Jiminy Show on it. I may look into that. It sounds like one I've seen before, so I may have to do some research, RG. But that could work. Use the Shaw Customs barrel. Nice. Colin and Mason, man, they're basically broing out right now, and I approve. Wait, no, I should be a real YouTuber. Hey, no promoting yourself, no being smarter than the host. You shouldn't be telling people what you buy. Blah blah blah. No, I'm just fucking with you, Colin. Good for you, dude. Good on you, brother. SFR used to do that a lot, but he's been having some health issues, man. You could see it on my hat. We'll see. Problem is finding a shop that will embroider it and the hat not winding up costing $35 freaking dollars because I think it would be expensive. Dude, I'm literally falling asleep right now, guys. So, it might be time to jump off. Your avatar pick is a new logo. That's going to be my OnlyFans logo. No offense, but I am not. If I do not want to get in with bunker branding, I have a t-shirt guy. And I'm not big enough, nor would I have the volume enough to make it worth his time to give me a good enough price. Don't much. I appreciate when people help. Oh, absolutely, Mason. That's what I like about my audience, my chat, is you guys help each other more than often than not, except for when we say that AKs are viable weapons platforms and McManus pops in out of the ether. Why is the Glock on the top left middle row pink? It's actually rose gold. It just looks pink on camera and in real life. But if you listen to Glock, it's actually rose gold. It's a specialized color that was ordered for a customer and the customer backed out. So it's available. And it fell off the wall one night. So it's actually got a little bit of battle damage. So it's actually for sale for under cost. Also, it's a Glock, and it needs to be pretty and poofy because you Glock people are just so sensitive. You're so sensitive, okay? You're just so freaking sensitive. Can't believe how sensitive you are. Jesus Christ. Wow, we haven't gained a member in 8 days. Jesus. Sorry, I'm looking at my metrics. I'm trying to grow the channel naturally and trying to grow it using sponsors and shit. So, can I call it the bitch gun as a joke? Yeah, call it the bitch ass gun. Man, I don't know nothing about that bitch ass gun. Is it better to build a whole AR? So it can get very expensive when you build the entire gun. Or you can do it on the cheap, but you can wind up spending a lot of money, especially if you're building the gun to put in the parts that you really like. Like my personal AR build has a lot of expensive parts in it. Luckily, I didn't pay for any of the parts, but if I had paid for the parts, my personal AR build is about a $3,700 rifle, which is about $1,200 more than a base DDM V4 V7, DDM4 V7 or whatever it is. So. Glock catering to their first time women buyers with their weird colors. You'd be surprised most of the people that do it are wearing boobs like me. You can pick up an embroidery machine at a good price. It's just too much work, bro. I don't like doing as much work as I'm being forced to do now, man. You know, being open 5 days a week, 8 hours a day. So I'm putting in 40 hours a week again. Plus I'm doing YouTube. Plus I'm doing filming. Plus I'm doing my rest of my life. I haven't actually taken a day off in 4 weeks. And people are like, oh, you went to NRA show. I had to fucking drive 10 hours there, 10 hours back, walk around for 6 hours. So, and I'm not angry, RG. So please understand, I'm not trying to do that. But the problem is I have absolutely no desire to do any of that work myself. Didn't Morpheus use a Glock in the Matrix? He took out the twins with the Glock? Probably. Which parts would you not skimp on, and which parts can you cheap out a little bit on? Honestly, I'm not the best person to answer that about because, again, my personal build has all, I've got a $450 binary trigger in it. It's got a Butler bolt carrier group. That's a $300, $250 bolt carrier. It's got a $2,000 upper on it. It's got custom stippled furniture on it. It's got a $500 optic on it. So it's like, I have all good parts. So it's too expensive. All right. I'll admit it. I like Glocks. Sorry to hear that. The price just went up on the SPO1. No, I'm just kidding. I said in today's video, and a lot of people have actually watched it, so I'm impressed with that. If you watch today's video, I actually made a serious video detailing the reason why I'm disappointed with Glocks. And it has to do with their stuff. What's a good caliber for hog hunting? Big. I see people do it like, 6.5 and 6.8. And bigger calibers, 300. For some people, but like 6'8", 6'5", something like that. I don't hog hunt, so I wouldn't know. Honestly, I'd walk up to him and pop him in the head because I'm a badass. I'm gonna go another 9 minutes. So we're gonna go to 10:30. We're gonna cut it a little bit short tonight. 308's a good one. 5.56 if you can hit the head. Ha! you can hit the head. Is it a nail? What do you mean? Can you hit it on the head? You're weird. Yeah. Sorry, my voice is going. What was that? Whopping 28 ounces? That was nothing. That's why I'm really good at drinking games. True that. I'm surprised High Point came out with an AR-15 before Glock. Nah. Don't skip on the bolt, barrel, or trigger. The rest is luxury. Optics can be upgraded and everything else later. Agreed. Yeah, just because you can get a bolt carrier group for $20 doesn't mean you should. Same thing with the trigger. Oh, come on, man. What about the forward grip, man? You need a good forward grip. That's more important than anything else because if you're going to sheet clamp it, you need a hand stop. I got a night class right now. Sorry, Joe. Thanks for Joe for answering my questions. Enjoy talking with you. Hope to catch you on the next stream. Take care, bud. Yeah, you too. So Wednesday, 8 o'clock. We'll see what happens. Wednesday's usually a really weird day. Like I said, today, if you go back through this chat history, it's so much more chill than any other day has been in a long time. So it does affect the view count. But holy shit, I'll take this any day over those wackadoos. What would you recommend someone who's just getting into ARs? Get a 5.56 just because it gives you the flexibility to shoot either. So sometimes a 5.5. Actually, what I would recommend is a 2.23 Wild. But yeah, being able to shoot both is better than having to pick just 2.23. Is it bad for my 9mm gun to always shoot plus P ammo? Not really. So NATO's or Sammy spec for plus P is the same as NATO rounds. So I think 136 grain or 135 grain is considered plus P, something like that. But yeah, so they're close enough in terms of pressure that it really isn't. Bayonet on a shockwave. I don't know if that's even legal. Yes. So 5.56 can shoot both 5.56 and 2.23. 5.56 is the NATO cartridge. 2.23 is the civilian cartridge. They use the same size round. There are a couple of small differences in the throat of the chamber, but not enough. Also, there's about a 10,000 psi difference between a 5.56 and a 2.23. So the 5.56 is a higher pressure cartridge. Plain and boring, but Gus built an exceptional gun, and yes, just like China and all other copies, sometimes improving on and most not. It's just, it is what it is. I agree, RG, 100%. The gun is fine. The gun works well. The gun functions. And they have probably one of the most vigorous pre-testing and quality testing on their guns. But they just haven't innovated in 35 years, man. They haven't done anything impressive in 35 years. Their last freaking innovation was the COA pistol. Hey, Jeff, thanks, man. You have a good one, all right? Y'all hate to call it short, but have a great night. I'm about out of here too, Mountain Man. Oishi, thanks. Yep. So, yeah. So, yeah, NATO spec and civilian spec for cartridges is very close, Jackson. So like 7.62 by 54R is basically 308, or excuse me, 51 is 308. So 7.62 by 51 is 308. 7.62 by what other ones do that? Fuck. Is it 54? I thought it was 51. What's the 51? One of the way or the other. Yep. If you want a complete rifle, the IWI Zion out of the box. Yep, I agree there. FN15 isn't bad either. Not even HK can beat Glock. Come close, but not. They can beat them in terms of pretentiousness and price. Holy shit. You know? VP9 for $800, that's a step in the wrong direction. Kids, my cousin Helen Keller thinks you're cute. Okay, cool. Tell her I said. Okay, can you tell her that for me? 762 by 51 is real. Yep, thanks, man. Appreciate it. But guys, that's it. I'm done for the night. Thank you so much. This is Joe. This is the Jiminy Show. Blah, blah, blah. I'll show you the guns one more time before we go. You like how good I am at being an internet guy? Yeah, that's me. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Take a look at the gun. Book of the pepper. Book of the pepper. Yeah, there's that really crappy set of eBay grips on there. Oh, look, there's a box full of guns. There's guns there. There's a gun, 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 there's a gun. All right, guys. You guys have a good one. I'll talk to you later, okay? Love you. Goodbye. Good.